Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Grifting season is grifting. It's grifting. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, "What do you think you are? Some kind of Hotep Jesus?"
Ooh,
And I
that's
was
good.
just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
We are so back. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What up, y'all? Let me check on my peoples. It's just me. What up, yo? J Pylon K. I see you over on Rumbles. See my Rumblers rumbling. Hold up. I had some Cash Appers I forgot to shout out. Or I just didn't have a chance to shout out. I don't know when this Cash App came through. But $, Hotep Jesus. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Marcus. Appreciate you for the Cash App and the love. Much, much appreciated, man. Sorry about yesterday. I made an executive decision not to do the show yesterday. I got a text from my mom last week. I want to say maybe Wednesday or Thursday. And we lost my great aunt, my grand aunt, my grandmother's sister. So she said they needed me to be a pallbearer, and could I do it? And this would be my third funeral in the past 13 months or whatever it is. And I didn't want to do it, but I don't say no to family. So I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll be there. So the Monday came around. The funeral was at 11. The Grift Report starts at 2. Funeral really didn't get done until 1. And I could have rushed back home and did the Grift Report, but I said, what's more important? Spending time with family during this time or work? And I chose family. I chose to be with my family because I could have spent a little time with them and rushed back. But I was like, no, I'm just going to chill. And when everybody's ready to leave, we'll all leave together. And so that's what I did. And I stayed there until probably like 3 p.m. or something like that. And then everybody mosey on home. So I got to kick it with my cousins and fam and stuff. And it was good. It was a good time. Small world. I got to see some people there that, like Michelle, she works at the church, and I haven't seen Michelle since I was a little boy, at least that I can remember. And I walked downstairs to use the bathroom in the church, and Michelle saw me, and she grabbed me, and I was like, oh, shit, I haven't seen you since I was a little boy. So I gave her a big hug. And then, you know anything about black church, after service, you're going to get some food. So Michelle cooked, and we had some food. And I was coming around with my plate. And it was my turn to get my food on my plate. And the lady served me some macaroni and cheese. And Michelle grabbed the spoon out of her hand and gave me another helping. Like, this boy loved macaroni and cheese. She know me since I was a little boy. I love some macaroni and cheese. So she gave me a second helping. And then she made sure she packed me up a plate. She packed me up a plate to go. Michelle packed me up a plate to go. So shout out to Michelle. Been a friend of the family for a long time. I was one of her favorites since I was a little boy. So it was good to spend that time with family. And I'm glad I did that. I'm sorry I wasn't here to entertain you guys, but I'm back now. And things have been griftier than ever. Thank you. I appreciate all the condolences. Shout out to Steph Colonel. I see you. Who's ready for the grifties this Saturday? Shout out to Rudy. Rudy in the chat. Haram Life. Loki in the chat. Protocol. He ready. Montoya, I see you. Loki in the chat. Did I say Loki already? You got to say Loki twice at least. Hotep CPA, Oz. Damn, y'all all in here, man. Don Day, what up, man? I hope I didn't leave y'all hanging. So, I'm going to do my best today to give you a good show. And I don't have to try too hard because, well, the timeline has been grift-tacular. It's been a grift-tacular weekend. Bong Bing, thank you for the super chat. He says, from one shine to another. Appreciate you. Let's get into it. So today what we're talking about is the great political party switch of 2024. The great political party switch of 2024. Now, before we get into some of the other stuff, let's start right here. First piece of evidence that we are experiencing another political party switch. Going up on your timeline right now. We have a tweet here from, hold on. Fix this up. We have a tweet here from, looks like one of them FBAs. And it says, blatantly pandering. Vice President Kamala Harris hires a DJ and invited black students from HBCU to the White House and played Sexy Red Ski Yee in a desperate attempt to collect some black votes because she knows black Americans are done with the political party. Okay. Sorry about that. A little bit of gas. So, as you guys know, they brought the black kids to the White House. Or they didn't even bring them to the White House, technically. Technically, this is the vice president's house, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But they didn't even make it to the big house. They went to the little house. Now, I could have sworn that the first people to do this was the Trump administration partnered with TPUSA, right? So this is evidence piece number one, where they saw what the right was doing and employed the same tactics and said, let's bring the black kids onto the property, onto the plantation. Well, that's the first piece of evidence. Me and Uncle Hotep went into it last night. Patreon.com/Hotep's Been Told You, where I gave my opinion. I want to reserve my opinion, let that stay for our VIP people. And I want to go to the next piece of evidence. Now, the next piece of evidence is probably the most damning piece of evidence of all of them. If Elon's app would work. Okay, here we go. And that comes, hold on a second, right here. Here we go. I'm going to put on the screen right now. And here we have Carrie Lake. She says here, her name was Laken Riley, and my heart breaks for her entire family. Hashtag say her name. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please tell me in the chat, where did the hashtag say her name came from? Where did it come from? Can somebody please tell me where it came from in the chat? And could you tell me, please, Mo Facts in the house. And could you please tell me who made, what person or what tragic event led to the creation of this hashtag? Can anybody, let's do a walk down memory lane. Let's see if anybody could tell us. BLM, I'm seeing in the chat. Zanthoven said Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor. BLM. I think Sandra Bland came before Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor is the most recent, but I think Sandra Bland came before her. But as we all know, this was or is a hashtag created by Black Lives Matter. Now, this is no jab at Carrie Lake because Carrie Lake is participating in a bit of innocent grifting here. Sidebar, it's interesting that Riley Cooper and Lake and Riley got the name Riley in there. I don't know what's going on with that. Some simulating situation. Anyway, so they use the hashtag say her name. And I go, I believe this is on Sunday, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. Yeah, I spent all these years trashing Black Lives Matter only to turn around and use their hashtags? The hypocrisy knows no bounds. I remember when the say her name hashtags went around from BLM and the black community, and very rightfully so. In many of those cases, I want to say at least 99% of those cases, say her name was pertinent and appropriate. And the right didn't participate in the memorial of these women. And I didn't expect them to. Didn't even want them to. Couldn't say I wanted them to. It would have been nice, show compassion for people you say are your fellow Americans. But the right has shown no compassion for outsiders. Maybe rightfully so. But to then turn around and then use the same hashtag that was for Black Lives Matter is a new low for the right. This is the woke right.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
This is more evidence of the woke right. Let's put it back on your screen. You see it right there. Hashtag say her name. The woke right, the reactionary right, the I want to be the libs right. I want to be the libs. Not I want to beat the libs. I want to be the libs. And this is how we get into the great political party switch of 24. Where white conservatives or the reactionary right have taken on the posture of liberals. Let's go to the next piece of evidence. This piece of evidence is also damning, although it comes from a troll. Hold on. Now, unfortunately, this individual has since deleted their tweets. Mostly because FAFO, a little bit of FAFO made him delete his tweets. We're going to get into this in a second. Hold on. Let me just make sure I don't miss nothing here. We got some ancient Hotep shit to talk about here, too. We're going to talk about some ancient Hotep shit today. Is that everything? All right, let's just start here. Tree of Logic, which many of you are familiar with. Great account on Twitter and YouTube. Does investigative journalism. She says, Elijah got his ass kicked by the black community so bad that he's now pretending to be another race. And that's true. If y'all would have See, as you can see here, this page does not exist. He deleted a tweet. I was hoping somebody would have had a screenshot in here, but dude literally copped out and said, oh, only if you guys knew, I'm mixed racial or some shit like that. I wish somebody had the screenshot. But this all stems from a tweet where he tried to make fun of Halle Bailey. Now, again, as you see, page does not exist. He punked out. Fafo. You see, the last group of people you want to mess with is Black Twitter. And I knew this would happen at some point. I knew all this stuff would culminate into something like this. I don't want to speak anything negative into our cipher here. But the last nest you want to kick is Black Twitter. Okay? They will get your ass canceled quick, fast, in a hurry. They don't give a fuck about you, especially if you're white. Especially. So Elijah Shaver decided to say that Halle Bailey looks like an alien and she's ugly. Now, he's half right. She looks like an alien. However, she happens to be really beautiful. I think she's a cute girl. I think she's an attractive woman. She does look like an alien. Our eyes are definitely far apart. So I can laugh at that. I can laugh at that joke. I can find that funny. I called her an alien last week before he even said anything. Maybe he watches this show and he saw me call her an alien and said, oh, I'm going to steal Hotep Jesus' take. And it turned out it didn't work out well for him. As you know, this is the show that all the tastemakers watch, the influencers watch. People say, Hotep Jesus, how come your numbers are so low? It's because the influencers don't share my show, they watch it.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
They don't share my show, they watch it. They're watching. They're in here right now. All you little grifters, I know you're here, motherfucker. I know you're here looking for the next hot take. And I got it. I got what you need. At least hit the share button. Let people know you watch the show. You watch the greatest content creators of all time, Hotep Nation.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So he's watching the show and he thinks it's green light on Halle Bailey. Oh, no. So the internet went to tearing him a new one. They dug up pictures of his mom, his dead mom. DDG went in on his mom's, which is the Halle Bailey's partner, her baby daddy. And Elijah Shaver's mom has passed away due to cancer, and look what they posted. Black Twitter is ruthless, okay? Ruthless. You do not fuck with niggas. And I've been saying this for a really long time. Now, the scary part is some of this shit gonna end up in the street. Some of it's gonna end up in the street, y'all. I hate to tell you, but truth is truth. Okay? Somebody's gonna get hands and feet put on them. It's only a matter of time now. And this is what people were talking about when they were talking about a civil war or a race war, right? These are things that people were talking about. Race war. Well, you know who is instigating the race war? Outside of the politics of the Democratic Republican Party? People like Elijah Shaver, stoking those fires. You're going to keep playing around with the stove till the stove burn you. So this is fair warning to you white conservatives that think you can get away with some shit like this. It's only going to last but for so long. Somebody's going to get touched. You see, one thing you got to understand is the black community is a matriarch. It is a matriarch. So you could talk shit about black men all day long, and nothing's going to happen to you. But when you cross that line and you talk about a black woman, you got to get low. The black community does not play that. Does not play that. We protect our women. Now, if Elijah Schaffer thought everything was cool, he would have kept the tweets up, but he deleted them. You know why? Because he's shook, because he's scared. He's terrified for his life. I'm sure he's gotten the death threats and all that other stuff. And I'm not saying he deserves death or anything like that. I'm not even condoning violence. All I'm saying is when you put a certain energy out into the world, it's only a matter of time before that energy comes back. We even see it with Ian Miles Cheong. He decided to carry on a certain energy, and that energy caught up to him. Now he's lightened up on his anti-black video share because he's seeing he started to become a target, and people started to pull up his past. And it's affecting him, and people were calling for his demonetization. Be careful. Watch the energy you put out into this world. If you put out light, you will receive light. If you put out darkness, you will receive darkness. Some people enjoy living in darkness, and that's why they can carry on the way they do, because they actually enjoy the darkness. These are very dark people. Some people are ignorant. Some people are fearful, which is also part of the dark side. Some people fear poverty. Some people fear losing. Some people fear being irrelevant. Some people are insecure. So it's not always malicious. Sometimes these tweets, these racial share videos are from a place of insecurity, a place of grifting. And they want to monetize other people's pain. But even that is going to catch up to you at some point, because your ignorance can only protect you but for so long. Your ignorance can protect you but only for so long. Somebody at some point is not going to like it. At some point. So this is what they doing online now. Making fun of black women, calling people ugly. This is what we have time to do. This is what y'all doing. They brought up his mother. Here she go right here. Put his mother on the screen. Put all types of crazy memes next to his mother's face. And you deserve it. If you talk bad about somebody else, you gonna get memed. And you deserve it. Your mom deserves it. Look at this. They done put his mom on the end of the blunt. Look at this. Smoking on Elijah Schaffer moms. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely 100% here for it. It's only a matter of time before the black clapback occurs. Oh, this one's terrible. Why they do that to her? Now, I told you some weeks ago that I wasn't going to participate in it. I was not going to participate in it. I'm not going to allow myself to be baited into the plan, right? So we see all this anti-black rhetoric and we talk about it. But I'm not going to go on a timeline and counteract it, although Tariq Nasheed has. Tariq Nasheed, let's pull up Tariq Nasheed's account here. If we go to Tariq Nasheed's account, you'll see him pull up a bunch of videos of white folks. Now, this is what you call conception of polarity. I just made that up. Conception of polarity. And basically what that is if you create a yin, somebody's going to create a yang. So if you pop up on a timeline with videos of black people being violent and you're getting that grift off, well, somebody's going to pop up with videos of white people being violent. And who else better to fill that void but Tariq Nasheed? And that's what he does. He's pulling up all these videos of white folks being violent. Look at this. Look at her. Look at the white folks. And he says right here, I blame the culture. Look at her. What is she doing? What is she doing? Come on, lady. Just disrespectful. Just disrespectful, right? So this is This is a historical moment we're living through here. We're not only living through a political party switch, we're also living through it's like Jim Crow / integration. I don't even know what to compare this to, but there's some sort of race war happening online. And this is very historical. This is going to make a difference in many people's lives and how they perceive people, how they perceive whites, how they perceive blacks. People are going to grow up in this era. And it's an election year. It's an election year. Every election. Somebody just said in the chat, Dr. Philgoods, he just said right there. He said, it get like this every election year. Correct. Correct. But not like this. It gets weird, but never like this. What it is now is a complete role reversal. Same thing, role reversal. Also, with the emergence of Elon, we got to see the true colors of the red whites. Okay? We got to see their true colors. Which we knew. Anybody who had a modicum of common sense knew that there was a racist strain to the red whites, that they could not wait to be free to talk shit about black people. Not to be free to talk about the CDC. Not to be free to talk about who. Not to be free to talk about the vaccine. No. To act like children and be petty and talk about black folks. To divide our country. Not to be free to talk about CBDC. No. They wanted freedom to say the word nigga. I've never seen a more sad race of people in my life that you can't wait to say this word. Or at least express it through your actions and your tweets, right? Dog whistle it. Bunch of cowards. Now, the ones who've been doing it, I applaud them because you've been doing it. But you got to show your face, though. You can't do it behind some frog account. That shit's corny. But a lot of people have fallen for the grift of sharing those videos, and others have fallen for the grift into feeding into it. I'm just here to make sure that Hotepistan does not lose energy to these energy vampires. That's my goal. To put everything into frame so we know how to look at this and look at this time period. The time period where we experienced a political party switch. Hold on. Let's look at this. The joke's going to come too. He didn't roast your mom because she's dead. He roasted your mama because she was ugly and looked like Clint Eastwood with a wig on. Lord have mercy.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
He said Elijah Schaefer mom looked like Clint Eastwood with a wig on. I gotta laugh at that. I gotta laugh at your demise. I gotta laugh at the energy vampires. You know what these people are. I gotta be honest with you. You know what these people are? They're lazy, inadequate, and incapable. Just incapable of doing things in an honorable way. So they have to do things in a dishonorable way because they are incapable. These might be your white trash variety. You can tell they didn't have much good upbringing. They probably didn't have a good start. Probably came from the trailer park. I don't know where Elijah Schaefer came from, but he's given trailer park vibes by his behavior. His behavior says trailer park. More evidence. Richard Stocher says, this might seem controversial, but I truly feel it is a great message and deserve a fair shot. I support the black community 100% and completely believe we're all in this together. This isn't a joke. Let's do this together and let's not tear us apart. Are you with me? Real quick before we scroll down. Are you with me? Are you with me is the universal grifters call for engagement. You know, they're always, and then they throw the flag up there. You know, this is the universal call for engagement. Are you with me? Like they all used to, all the grifters used to do this. Are you with me? Just to get some response from people. Anyway. Niggas for Trump is on this white boy shirt. Niggas for Trump. This is where we are as a country right now. Now, am I offended? No. No. Not offended at all. I'm intrigued, though. I'm quite intrigued. I'm fascinated. But I'm not upset. I don't even think this is technically wrong. Elijah was a Cali leftist first. See what I'm saying? They all of these new guys always defect from the left. They're never actually conservatives. They're never raised as conservatives. They're all leftists. All the conservatives are really just leftists. Niggas for Trump, the woke right. Niggas for Trump. Now, the reason why I'm not upset is, or I think it's appropriate, somewhat at least, is because this shirt was created by a black guy. And, well, he was selling shirts, giving them away. He created his campaign. Got blacks for Trump, got niggas for Trump. But this is where we are in America, where somebody on the right, this is the great party switch. This is elements of the great party switch. And it's very convoluted and very complicated. You're going to have a really hard time telling your grandkids about this year, this election cycle. You're going to have a very hard time trying to explain it to them. Because on one side, you got motherfuckers being racist, and you got on another side, you got people that's just saying niggas for Trump. One thing I'll say is they love niggas when niggas do what they want. But when niggas don't do what they want, oh, shit. Both the right and the left get rid of niggas faster than anybody. They will discard your ass in a second. They will cancel you. They will me too you. Whatever it takes to get you out the paint. Absolutely. Something else popped in my mind, but I'm not gonna go there just yet. Let's go here. I'm gonna go a little bit out of order of what I expected to talk about today, but let's pull this up. Okay. Give you a little flashback into the conscious community. Let's play this one first. Let's play Young Pharaoh first. Let's play Young Pharaoh.
I come from a nasty ass, toxic ass community who don't want to do shit but destruct. That is the truth. And then blame the white man for their self-destruction. That is the truth. Cool. I'm gone. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. No matter where you see me at and who you see me with, know that I'm doing me. I'm going to be righteous always, though. I'm going to.
Let's go to Bobby Hemmett. Let's go to Bobby Hemmett. See what Bobby Hemmett has to add here.
Obligation to somehow do something to help my people, whether it be knowledge or whether it's going to a soup line.
I used to do that shit out in that conscience. I go up in the supermarket. I say, look at my people, they beautiful. Now I go up in the supermarket, I say, look at these motherfucking goddamn idiots up in this shit. They ain't about shit. But they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Running around here talking about some Lexus and all kind of shit. Some shit that we don't make.
So, what am I trying to point out here? What is it? What is the point I'm trying to illustrate with these two videos? This is what you call the final stage of Hotep. Well, I wouldn't say final stage. This is like maybe a stage or two away from the final stage of Hotep, because the final stage of Hotep is like, this is unfathomable. This is godlike. You'll see it in the future. But anyway, this is one of the stages. This is probably like stage 3 of Hotepism. Maybe there's 6 stages. This is probably stage 3. Stage 1, you're excited, da da da. Stage 2, stage 1, you're angry. Stage 2, you're excited, love, sharing. Stage 3, you're like, man, fuck the black community. It's something we all go through. I went through it. Because the same people you try to help are the same people that tear you down. The thing is, though, this ain't got nothing to do with black people. And in order to know that, you'd have to be around white people. You'd have to be a Hotep, right? You'd have to be somebody, in an objective position. You'd have to see both the black community and the white community, specifically the red whites. Because I felt the same way about conservatives. At first, I was like, oh, cool, what's this new thing? I was excited. I didn't have an anger stage because I kind of went through Hotep rage, so I didn't have an anger stage, so to speak. And then I was like, oh, I can't stand these motherfuckers. I went from MAGA people are pretty cool to, yo, these motherfuckers is dumb as shit. Fuck these motherfuckers. So how is it that somebody could do the same thing in the black community, come over to the white community, and observe the same exact behavior that the black community has, that the white community has? And you know what all this comes back to? The damn Bible. The Bible. What the Bible say? Never cast pearls before a swine. And the people you see online, most of them are swine. The people you see online, most of them are swine. I'm going to say it one more time. The people you see online, most of them are swine. Sheep and pigs. So when you share a piece of information, for example, if you were to question the great Elon Musk, if you were to question this new thing about sharing black violence videos, they'll get angry. Meanwhile, you're trying to help them. You're trying to correct them. If you were to try to tell them about the power of herbs, you ever tried to tell a red white about the power of herbs? Just give me a steak. These motherfuckers love fucking eating dead animals. Telling me some herbs, they're like, I don't need no stinking herbs. All right, say less. Same thing with the black community. Stop eating the fried chicken. I'm not. Shut the fuck up. Let me cancel you now because you said something that might actually benefit my life. The difference now is understanding. I think that's what's different now for me is I have understanding. Now I understand this thing called human nature and how black folks and white folks really ain't too fucking unique. All you motherfuckers are the same. You know what that is? You know what the same issue all these people have? They have a lust for their ego.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There's this lustful relationship they have with their ego. Lustful being the key word here. You know, they can't let go. People who can't let go of their ego don't want to be told, don't want to be corrected, can't be corrected. You see this a lot with women, especially women with no dads. For example, I saw something on Threads the other day. Matter of fact, I might be able to pull up the entire exchange here on my phone. And yeah, let's do that. And I'll show you what I mean here. This is ego. So this girl on Threads says, Stop recommending the 48 laws of power to me. This is a black woman. Stop recommending the 48 laws of power to me. I'm not interested in learning how to manipulate people. Also, I most likely won't trust you if you recommend that book, because why did you like it so much? Question mark. 295 likes, 42 replies. So I responded and I said this to many people about the 40 laws of power. I said, one can read it to learn how to manipulate, or one could read it to learn how to avoid manipulation. Defense versus offense. It's a must read for the vocabulary and the history, aka stories. It gets a bad rap or bad rep because the powers that be don't want you to know how they operate. So if you know anything about the 48 laws of power, the 49th law is don't tell other people you've read it, because there's this thing that goes around and says the book teaches people how to be evil. And in some ways, you're right. Although he does have a disclaimer in the foreword. Sean Flossie responds. She says, it's definitely a must read. Knowing that this book exists and not choosing to read it is willful ignorance. So she responds to her. She says, I've actually tried to read it, and even though it was a cautionary tale, I just didn't vibe with it. But people recommend it every time I ask for book recommendations. I responded to Sean. I said, yeah, it's like voluntarily submitting to be prey. Now, to my comment about being prey, she says, your name is username Hotep Jesus, and you're trying to convince me that not wanting to read the 48 laws of power is submitting to being prey. The jokes write themselves. And I responded, when one can't defeat the message, they try to defeat the messenger. This is a sign of submission. Okay, this is a sign of submission. So she says, I'm trying to convince her. Now, if anybody knows anything about me, I don't try to convince anybody of anything. I have no ambition to convince anybody of anything. You can stay ignorant all the fuck you want. I was simply putting a message out there for the people who want to learn. Not reading the 48 laws of power is like not reading the playbook on oligarch supremacy, on, you know, how to handle yourself in corporate America, all these different things. You know, what to watch for from your friends that say they're your friends, but really your enemies. Right? It's a very powerful book that must be read. And there's some good in there and there's some evil in there. But there's a lot of good in there, too, that people must learn. It's a very powerful book, at least for the vocabulary and the history lessons. But she got upset because somebody disagreed with her. She got caught up in her ego. And her ego wouldn't allow her to really look at the message because her ego has recognized right away that they were wrong. So she decided to attack me. Oh, he's got Hotep in his name. Baby, that spell is wearing off. That Hotep spell is wearing off. I know they put it on Netflix. I know they put it on Stars. I know they put it on social media. I know they put it in the media. Hotep is bad, but baby, that spell is wearing off. You can only hide behind that lie for so long. Ancestors won't allow us to lose, sis. They're not going to allow us to lose. So you can stay in ignorance if you want. You can stay in ignorance if you want. But the people who don't want to stay in ignorance, they're over here with the Hoteps.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So here we have on the right. Here we have on the left. Two groups of people with a lustful relationship with their ego. No control over it whatsoever. You say something I don't agree with, let's Me Too this guy. Right and left will Me Too you. Let's cancel him. Let's argue him down. But really what they're saying is they have a lustful relationship with their ego. They don't know how to manage their ego. And everything you say, they know is truth. They know that at the very least there might be a little bit of truth in there. But how come they can't handle the truth? And you know why they can't handle the truth? Because truth comes with responsibility.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
See, you can't know the truth and not move different. Once you know the truth, you can't unknow it. You cannot unknow it. So if they were to admit that Elon Musk is control opposition, their whole worldview will be shattered and they'd have to move different. The problem is it's too much work to pick up and move different. That's way too much work. These people are lazy. They're lazy with themselves. They lie to themselves. You know, you talk about pathological liars and liars. The worst type of liar is a person who lies to themselves. That's the worst type of liar. Because if you lie to yourself, you lie to anybody. And you're basically worthless at that point. You know you have a problem, and you lie and you make excuses for why you have this problem. This is a lustful, degraded relationship with the ego. You see it when you try to uplift people. You could have the most positive tweets ever, and it's going to trigger somebody. And they're going to go, but. I'll show you an example. They always going to come with the but. I'm not here for your butts. I'm only here for female butts. Pause. Just in case. Let me show this to you. Right here. So when I posted this quote, I knew I would get some resistance. Some. I didn't get a lot. But I said, what is life? And this is what I teach my children. I asked them, I say, what is life? Every once in a while, I got to remind them. Life is whatever you make it. Your life is whatever you make it. Right? So how does this dude respond? He says, these are inspiring words, but, and I said, I stopped reading that but. I stopped reading that but. There is no but. Either that's what life is or it is not. Either you're somebody else's bitch or you make the ego your bitch. Which one is it? So let's read Jake's words here. But people have always stopped any progress or attempt on my part. You won't... What? You won't see this like my other posts, as my socials are monitored so bad that the views are limited between 6 and 15. People have a say in what I make and how they value my time. They don't. You see that? You see that? A lustful relationship with the ego. This is what you call a lustful relationship with the ego. These are inspiring words, but it don't work for me because I'm a little bitch. Because I'm a little bitch. Because I'm a simp. Because I'm not taking my apex. He needs some apex in his life. His testosterone is low. He might start growing boobs. He might as well start transitioning right now. He might as well just start transitioning. Tag him on Twitter and Jake Suppy and say, yo, transition, bro. Just transition. Just go be a bitch. Because you already halfway there. How many times we had Owen Benjamin come on the channel? He said, Hotep Jesus, you might be more shadow banned than me. Now, how is it Hotep Jesus more shadow banned than the InfoWars people? Doesn't matter. I don't need an answer to that question. You know why? Because I don't care. I don't wake up and think about all the bitch ass shit that is an obstacle in my way. I don't have no obstacles, nigga. I'm motherfucking Hotep Jesus, nigga.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You think these bitch ass algorithms could stop me? You can't stop me from reaching somebody's heart and them touching 10 other people. Pause. You can't do it. You can't do it. You got to take me off this planet, but as long as I'm breathing, you can't stop me. You can't stop Men of Order from being the top brand in the world. You can't stop it. You can try, but it won't work. Because people are people at the end of the day. People want what they want, and they're going to go look for what they want. And we provide a service that nobody else provides on the internet. An escape from the bullshit. An escape from the lies. They're tired of being lied to. They're tired of being manipulated. They're tired of having their emotions drugged all across the internet, day in, day out. Say her name. Say her name. Whether you're Black Lives Matter or White Lives Matter, now you've been drugged into caring about another dead person that you've never met a day in your life. The next story you got to think about. Some of this shit on your timeline, I tweeted this earlier, some of this shit on the timeline does not need your opinion or your comment. And most of the shit does not deserve your attention. If you start right there, you'll be better off than 90% of people. Niggas be talking about shit on the timeline, and I'm like, oh, that story? Yeah, I scroll right past that. You thought that was important. I thought it was unimportant. Why? Because it's useless. What can I do with it? Trump won 9-0 in SCOTUS yesterday. Everybody's celebrating. I scrolled past the story. Why? Because of course it's going to be 9-0. This shit's a fucking show. Of course it's going to be 9-0. This is all theater. You really thought that they was going to vote against him? Now, it is surprising Ketanji Brown Jackson voted along with it. And the other lib, that is a little bit surprising. Just a little bit. But it also shows me that, okay, you still know how to do your fucking job. But at the end of the day, it's all fucking theater. Scroll right past that story. Sometimes I just take shit and I just put it in the grift bag. We'll talk about this in the show. What's a lesson in here? It's a lesson in here. It's a lesson in here. I don't tweet about that. I'm turning back into vibe high because these niggas is lost.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Motherfuckers is lost, and I'm going to be the motherfucking lighthouse to help them find their way. The Hotep GPS to help them find their way because you motherfuckers is lost. Lost in the sauce. Ain't even talking about the realest shit. Ain't even talking about the realest shit. Let's talk about this press release that came out of the House Financial Services Committee that nobody's talking about. You know why? Because it's too fucking intellectual, and your little lustful relationship with your ego won't allow you to handle anything intellectual because it's too fucking hard and you're a lazy piece of shit. And you'll lie to yourself and make up excuses for why you won't look up the intellectual shit and understand what's happening in this country. Let's take a look. House Financial Services Committee, they passed a policy recently. And they said what they want to do is they want to remove the roadblocks that prevent highly regulated banks from acting as custodians of digital assets. Custodian of digital assets. What's the play here, y'all? What's the play here? It seems like everything. Now, here's the funny thing. They let's keep them separated. I don't want to convolute this too much. We're going to go to phone lines in a minute. Type Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631, and I'll be right back after the commercial break. But before we go, what's the play here? Now, I told you before, they don't have to. They got the CBDC bans, right? So I'm saying to myself, how is it they got the CBDC bans, and these shits is passing? There's got to be a loophole. So I'm thinking a loophole, and I remember people always said that, you know, Bitcoin Zay, he said it. Jag from Syscoin, he said it. CBDC's already here in the form of USDC, USDT, and I never disagreed with that at all. I just had a problem understanding it. And the more evidence we get, the more I understand it. So instead of saying we're going to have a CBDC, what we'll do is we'll make USDC and USDT. We'll make those public utilities. But who is going to custody these digital assets? And that's where the banks come into play. So now they're saying the banks. Why? Because they want to move the USDT and the USDC through the banks. Because right now it's going through the exchanges. Binance, Coinbase, whatever DEX that you're using out here. Right now it's moving through the exchanges. Anybody get me a USDT wallet? Is there a USDT wallet? Or I guess that would be any, hold on a second. Is there any USDT wallet that is anonymous? Somebody give me that information. I haven't been studying my crypto lately. Anyway, coming back to my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is they make those things public utility, but first they have to prepare it. And one of those preparations is to bring the banks in to the crypto world. And then shit's going to really fucking hit the fan. Let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Two, one, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name?
We got Strong Dad on the check-in. Strong Dad, what's up, bro?
What up, man? How you doing? I'm loving the stream.
Huh?
I'm loving the stream. This is good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man. I don't even know what I did.
This is, you know what I'm saying? This is good. What we're pointing out here is a strong dad's been told you moment for sure.
Okay.
You know what
How
I'm saying?
so?
Well, you talking about this party switch, and I tweeted something yesterday about my belief that, they're essentially telling niggas that they don't need us at all.
That's facts.
All of these grifters, they got the call, and the call said, we don't need you niggas anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the niggas anymore. Let them know how we really feel. That's exactly what I said. That's why we're seeing, all of the black conservatives get pushed out. They've become libertarian or Hotep, or they just exited completely. It's just nothing but grifters left. So they told us what they really wanted to do from the beginning. This is along the track. You feel me? I mean, first of all, I want to go back to this niggas for Trump t-shirt, dude, because I'm not bothered by it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, like I said, everybody's a nigga. Everybody is some type of fucking nigga. Everybody is a nigga. These white niggas all act like niggas. These Asian niggas all act like niggas. To me, you're either a Hotep or you're a nigga. That's, you know what I'm saying? And if I call you my nigga and you're a Hotep, you know that's already different. So.
Yeah. Yes, I wasn't offended by this t-shirt at all. Yeah, I agree.
At all.
He don't know what he's doing. He just knew he was gonna get a lot of retweets. He's just grifting.
Yeah. It's the same thing like when when the black dudes, they be like, I'm not American, I'm black. They love that shit.
Yeah.
The red whites love
You
that
mean
shit.
I'm not black, I'm American.
Yeah. I'm not black, I'm American. I just feel like whenever they say that shit, it sounds like SEALs clapping in the comments. They're just like, yeah, brother. That's right, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad that these people are so uneducated that they enjoy being American.
Yeah.
Imagine like forcing someone saying, "Oh my God, you don't consider yourself American?" Like, bro, do you even know what an American is?
American is an ethnicity to these motherfuckers.
It's an ethnicity?
It's an ethnicity.
It kind of is, too. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I see it.
And that's how they're looking at it. And I think that's how foreigners look at it, too.
Absolutely. Foreigners look at it the same way because we don't show them that we accept the fact that we are, related to them. They look at white Americans as a different culture, even if they're fucking full German. If they go to Germany, they're still an American.
It's like they're saying that American is an ethnicity, but they won't admit it. And they'll act like it. Yeah. All their action says ethnicity. Everybody around the world says it's an ethnicity. They act like it's an ethnicity, but they won't be able to admit that that's how they're acting, even though American's not an ethnicity. But it is kind of an ethnicity because we all come with the same bullshit.
We do. Even if we try to be above it, there's still a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Beneath the surface for all of us.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Your fitness posts.
Yeah.
I deal with that a lot on other platforms because my fitness content is better on other platforms, and there's always some butt nigga in the pause in the comments talking just. Whenever I talk about like naturals have the ability to do, like you shouldn't limit yourself being a natural. There's always some idiot talking about, but I could be so much better. Like, nigga, are you a bitch?
Mm.
Is that what you are? That's always how I feel. Whenever I get to the butt, I just I'm like, I'm done. I already know what you're
it's pure soy. It's pure soy.
Some crybaby shit. And you framed it right. What did you say? The worshiping the ego or
a lustful relationship with the ego.
I love that because that's perfectly, that's what it is. That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. I've been trying to find words to describe it for so long, and then that puts it in the frame.
They've got a lustful experience with the ego. Go ahead, my bad.
I want you to get Uncle Hotep to do the race grifter tier list. We supposed to have been done this.
Oh.
It needs to happen.
Tag him on Twitter. He'll probably do it this Sunday. Or next Sunday.
I've been done that. But Uncle Hotep don't get on Twitter.
He probably scared.
Uncle Hotep don't like me because I'll be making fun of him.
He probably don't want to touch it because he know how the race grifters are. Like they got weak emotions. You know what I'm saying? So they be ready to like.
I just feel like the tier list would be so fire.
It would be. And it needs to be done.
It needs to be done. Not just the race hustler, but more like those who are perpetrating, like the perpetrators of the race war itself.
Who you got S class? Who your S class race grifters right now?
Well, Elijah Shaver was one, but if you back down that hard, then
facts.
You should have backed down, nigga. You should have stood on 10.
You should have stood on 10. You want to talk all that shit?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We respect somebody who gets the one. You know what I'm saying? You try to swing and run away.
Right.
So
and you tried to come for a woman.
Absolutely.
That shit is not manly at all.
Absolutely. So far, I feel like, the Democrats have the best race war hustlers out there.
The Democrats got the best race? I mean, producing, if you go by results, that's probably correct.
Yeah. I mean, individually, they don't create very many demagogues, but as a whole, they do S tier work.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at actual perpetrators who are more of the demagogue sense, you know, you're looking at Big Boss Ben. You're looking at we were talking about this fool the other day. What is this name? Not Ben, but the dude who fucking Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah. I don't know why I forgot that nigga's name. Matt Walsh. I feel like these guys they set the standard because they can kind of blend in between being very eloquent and very in your face with it.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like their defense is really good. The way that, you know, like I used to say Steven Crowder, but even he kind of just fell off to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some people though. There's some people who are not even thought about, like the Hodge twins. I think the Hodge twins are
the Hodge twins.
Yes, sir.
What about them?
Think about this. Boomers, they love. They're stupid. They can be distracted by anything, and the Hodge twins are very funny. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of these boomers are listening to them, and they always repeat the same exact things about black people every time. The same exact talking points that frame someone in the wrong way. And the reason why I feel like they're an S tier is because they are entertainment, and we've seen how powerful entertainment is. Even if you can tell someone the truth, but if you have, some sort of propaganda that you can push on this person, whatever truth you told them can be completely manipulated or forgotten about.
Right.
And I feel like they're powerful at that more than people give them credit for. They're really funny. Even I was watching them make it for a minute because that's hilarious. But they say some fucking fucked up bullshit about niggas, and they keep it about niggas no matter what. And that right there, that's like a stealth bomb. That's like a submarine missile.
When they talking about black folks.
Yeah, I feel like if we're looking at it at a war sense, you know, that's one of the hits that we don't really see, that forms their opinions about black people. You know, that like the black people only vote Democrat. All black people are Democrat. That right there is not repeated more than them niggas. Them niggas repeat it more than anybody does. Almost every stream they repeat that shit.
Well, you have these things like you have positive feedback loops and you got negative feedback loops, right? So negative feedback loop is when you say something and your audience doesn't like it. And a positive one is when you do something and your audience likes it, right? And sometimes you could accidentally step on one of these, right? So sometimes you may be a black person, you see something wrong in the black community, you actually care about the black community, and you say something about it. And then the red whites come along and they're like, oh yeah, you know, look at this American here, right? Now you as the individual, after you receive this positive feedback, you create the loop. You do it again because you know this works. The same thing happens with a negative feedback loop. And that would be like somebody like ZV Bear who benefits from a positive and a negative feedback loop where ZV Bear says something and he knows it's going to piss a bunch of people off, right?
Yeah.
And he knows that his audience is going to laugh at it because they know what he's doing, right? So these negative and positive feedback loops. So influencers are very much in tune with these feedback loops, and they'll create brands based upon these feedback loops. And they're dangerous because the feedback loops program the influencer. So the Hodge twins might be in a situation where, you know, they trying to get money and they like, yo, this works. Let's just, if X works, keep doing X. And that is the positive feedback loop. So if they know that, hey, talk shit about black folks, get me more dollars, then I'll do that. And that's what people were talking about, like, you know, selling your soul. Rook was talking about this the other day on her show. She was talking about, you know, what is selling your soul, and, you know, have you sold your own soul? And that's the thing, like everybody's talking about all these people in Hollywood, and it's like, but did you sell your soul? Because these influencers are selling their soul for reposts. A lot of people on the timeline are selling their souls for reposts, for likes.
That's right.
They're changing their whole brand, and I wrote about this last week about creating a brand, and they're changing their whole life and outlook, and as a result, they themselves are being programmed, because instead of, you know, studying content that's going to be, you know, beneficial, You're just, doing the dumb shit that gets you in a positive feedback loop so you can turn it into cash. But at some point, that feedback loop is going to change, and those opinions aren't going to work anymore, and you'll need to adjust. But in the meantime, you've created no ideology of your own. You studied no ideology at all. But then you got to some people that they'll observe a negative or positive feedback loop and then jump in on that, right? Like Drelly. You know how Drelly is.
Oh.
He's somebody who he got caught up in the grift. The grift was too good.
Relationship with Drelly. Always a love-hate relationship.
But let's be honest, his life is inadequate, so therefore he has to grift. But he doesn't have to. See, he's going for the small money and not the big money. He's going for the short money, the quick money, and not the long money, and not the slow money. Because he's young.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to get that grift way in the beginning when I had my first Black conservative account, and that one of them little MAGA dudes was like in the DMs trying to get me to join the MAGA grift and just not criticize Trump, and I was like,
yeah, that's all you had to do
right here. So this is the bag right here, and I can't do it.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about before. There was a real tweet that went out. It was exposing some DMs, and the dude basically said, all you got to do is not criticize Trump.
Yeah, that was mine.
But does that your screenshot?
That was mine. That was mine.
I remember that.
It was Bobby Axelrod who like disappeared. He was one of the one of the big ones when Kingface was alive.
And he gone now, right?
And he's gone now. He done disappeared.
The turnover rate is 2 years. That's the turnover rate in this business. 2 years. Niggas can't hack it because it only works for a short period of time until it doesn't work anymore.
That's right.
After a certain point, even your average boomer is gonna be like, "All right, nigga, can you show me a new trick?"
And then all the integrity that you thought you had, when you look back at your body of work, you realize that you gave it all up.
You gave it all up.
See, stick with the Hotep, yo.
Like last week, I typed in the Elon's app, every nation needs a little bit of fascism. Because in Hotepistan, we locking Elijah Schaffer ass up.
Yeah.
It ain't even a law on the book. It ain't even law in the book that says we gotta lock him up. We locking him up 10 months minimum. You gotta sit in jail. Hard time. You're gonna be working. You gotta know what you did was wrong. And this isn't about, building a totalitarian society. This is about making it clear what is right and what is wrong. What is righteous and what is not. And we must build a righteous society. And in a righteous society, men don't get on their soapbox and yell out into the street obscenities. Obscenities without substance, without merit, without intellectual property. Because that's what he was doing. He went into the town square and started screaming obscenities. If you did this in ancient times, you would be hung.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
You'd be hung.
You're done. You're fucking done.
So it's not about, he talked shit about a black girl and called her ugly. No, you ran into the town square and started screaming obscenities without any importance of intellectual property to sit behind it. You said, yo, this girl is ugly. Nobody even asked you. This is irrelevant. Like, you're wasting our time. So in Hotepistan, that's why I said every society needs a little bit of fascism, because under my government, we would have kicked this door in. I would have sent the local police department, FBI, SWAT, everybody. Yo, grab that motherfucker right now.
Facts.
Just for being an idiot. We have to create a righteous society. So when I look at
warrant on them.
Right. So when I look at all the different societies and I'm studying all different societies and types of governments, and I'm not looking at it from the whole left-right paradigm. I'm not even looking at it from the libertarian paradigm, because those motherfuckers don't even study human nature. So the fact that they don't acknowledge human nature, I can't fuck with the libertarians because they're anti-state, and that shit sounds stupid to me. I'm pro-state under the right ruler. It has to be under the correct ruler. We keep talking about the type of government. The type of government does not matter. The question you got to ask yourself is, who is your ruler? Because any one of these systems could work if you got the right ruler. I'm kicking in your door. You say something stupid online. Try that dumb shit again. Go learn the code. Do something productive in this environment. This is how Japan operate. In Japan, people talk about they went to Japan and the streets is clean.
Yo, my mother, she went to China. Okay, she got off of the boat and she had her bag, and they said, "Oh, give it to the bong bong." And so she looks, and there's this dude sitting there with a bunch of sticks, and he grabs the bags and puts it on the sticks. And the stick itself is called a bong bong, but the people who do that job are called bong bongs. They're not called employees. They don't got none of that. You're a fucking bong bong. That's what you do. Period. Something about that. Something about that just screams.
They put shit in the concrete. Yeah, you will be shamed by your occupation. This is, pushing people to be better and want to be better. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, a society needs a very stringent ruler. I'm all in favor of a stringent ruler. We're gonna have some freedom, but you do something stupid, it ain't even gonna be no laws against this shit. I'm gonna just be like, yo, I think that was stupid. Lock him up. Just so motherfuckers think first before they go on the internet. Be fucking productive. You gonna get online? A man getting online to call another woman ugly? I don't even entertain this shit. When I see the red pill guys, I seen one red pill guy go online and he said, pearly things ain't got no titties, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, like, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing with our platforms? Like, what are you talking about right now? You talking about
time for this?
Like, word. And I don't even, I don't fuck with pearly things. But I'm talking about the decorum of man. What is the discipline of the man? If we not gonna sit up on the internet, act like men, we gotta start calling these motherfuckers out and arresting them. If you start acting like a bitch, we gotta arrest you. This is how you got motherfuckers doing story hour with your kids.
That's right, because they're not afraid of your ass.
Because they're not afraid of nothing. They're not afraid of no consequences. No, that shit is goofy. Lock him up. 2 years. Stay away from the kid, you fucking weirdo.
Right.
This is how you build a just society. So coming back to my point, I tweeted out, every society needs a little bit of fascism. Do you think the red whites like that? No, because they're programmed with a general consensus of what fascism is, and to them it's whatever the left does that they don't like. This is the myopic view that they have. These are uneducated people. These are unintellectuals. But because I get a negative feedback loop, I don't say, oh, I got a negative feedback loop, so I'm not going to tweet like this no more. No,
you keep saying that.
I tweet from an intellectual platform. So all the intellectuals are going to fuck with me. I'm going to lose 10 dumbasses and gain 1 intellectual. That's how the numbers on my Twitter go. I'm going to lose 100 fucking bozos and gain 10 intellectuals. That is a righteous path.
Okay.
These motherfuckers, you get a negative feedback loop, they tuck their tails and they cower. My thing is, what was my decorum on the platform? That's big for me at this age. What is my decorum on the platform? Because the kids is watching. I had a kid I coach. We won Saturday. Kid told me, he said, Coach, I found your TikTok. Because all the kids know I'm Hotep Jesus. It spread like wildfire once one kid found out. And then he's like, I found your TikTok. You came up on my TikTok. So when AK is watching my TikTok, well, sometimes the kids be pulling out my shit in the middle of school. He's like, yeah, I pulled out your YouTube. We was watching the Grift Report in school. I was like, oh, man, this is crazy. I got to watch what the kids might emulate. And these motherfuckers getting on these platforms acting like hoes. 23-hour lockdown. Facts.
Well, I was going to say we should put the Crips in charge of violating. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing like a good just ass whooping. You know, I've seen a few fools get violated in my day. I'm telling you right now, nothing to put a motherfucker in his place. We should put the Crips in charge of violating people in Hotepistan. They could just be right outside the gates, chilling on the corner, because that's all them niggas do anyway.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yo, let me get Goldstein in here, man.
Facts. Hit it, Goldstein. Much love.
Pause.
Pause, man. Pause. That's not what I mean.
Oh my God. Hit it, Goldstein.
Hit the motherfucker. Man, I'm from the East Coast, man. Come on.
All right, Joe. Oh my God. Ugh. He said it with enthusiasm. Hit it, Goldstein. Oh no. Somebody said by the time DDG got to Elijah Safer, Elijah was tapping out. That's facts. That's facts. By the time DDG found out, man, listen.
Call from
Murphy's Law.
Goldstein, what up, yo?
I disavow everything that man just said in the last 2 seconds of his call.
That was insane.
Hey, what's ironic is he just got through telling us that Crips need to be the ones handing out motherfucking violations. You see what I'm saying?
Isn't that from the debate?
That ain't from the debate. No, that ain't from the debate.
He right though. We it's time for some law and order out here, but the right type of law and order.
That is true. That is true.
What you got for us today, man?
So the whole notion that they don't need us, like that Strong Dad was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think it's so much that they don't need us. They just need us in a certain mind frame for a different job this time around.
Okay.
You know, I've alluded to this before, but they had us with the centerpiece of the Summer of Love. There's a potential that they could have us as a centerpiece again this summer. I just think that, listen, history rhymes like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And if you look at the 60s and that whole experiment, that whole psyop of the decade right there, these motherfuckers played these same cards that they're playing now, but it just seems like now it's a more refined process, especially with the internet being involved.
They're getting better.
Right.
Yeah.
But it seems to be the same pattern.
It's the same pattern.
So, yeah. So, with that being said, do you see anybody on the horizon right now that currently exists that will become the next white demagogue on the lines of like Charles Manson was?
Oh, shit.
And then that got repeated with Marilyn Manson psychologically. It wasn't the same dynamic, but it was the same fucking concept.
Yeah.
When Marilyn Manson got super fucking high. You know, the white folks, they only get that one psychopathic type demagogue every generation or so. They don't get too many.
Right.
And I think one is due. So do you see anyone on the fucking horizon that could fit that bill right
now?
No.
No. Not on the right. See, the thing is, on the right, I see just a bunch of bitches. And Maryland, Charles Manson was on some other shit. He was even dealing in esoteric.
Yeah.
He was dealing in esoteric. These red whites aren't that intelligent. They're not even intelligent enough to fucking create a cult. They don't have that capability. And they're full of bitch assness. Charles Manson, he was getting bitches. These motherfuckers don't even like women. They don't even like
That's
women.
true. That's true.
They're gay.
But then look, this is true.
Their ranks are filled with trans people. You see the gays for Trump popped out this weekend. You saw that story pop back up, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just see it as look at the second iteration of what I'm talking about with Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
Almost
The musician?
tranny like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more of that mindset of fuck the authority, but with that edge to it. Like, we're going to kill up some shit.
Oh, you're
vibe
saying
to it.
Marilyn Manson. I'm sorry. When you
Marilyn
say
Manson and Charles Manson. Charles Manson was the first.
right. So
And Marilyn Manson.
there's no Charles Manson in the right, but there's plenty of Marilyn Mansons in the right. Motherfuckers that'll put on makeup and do some weird, violent shit. Yes. There's shit. Elijah Schaefer's one. Since we on the subject, he's got to be one.
Yeah. Because I see one coming soon. It's going to be one of them personalities that's probably more so internet focused. That's going to be super fucking edgy and just on one, and
Matt
probably fuck around and get himself killed pretty quick. But I mean, it's going to happen.
Now, let's talk about that, right? We just seen what happened this weekend with Elijah Schaefer. Came at the black community. Do you think at some point there's going to be hands and feet put on one of these people playing around online?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Damn.
For sure. If for nothing, and here's the cold part. It's not even going to be done over some fucking sense of morality. It's going to be done over a fucking opportunity to grift.
Damn.
Kind of like how 6ix9ine's ass whooping was. Aren't we coming up on the anniversary of that nigga's ass whooping?
I think
in that bathroom?
Yeah.
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 It's going to be like that, where they just took an opportunity to fucking come up and make a name for themselves. That's what's going to get his ass whooped faster than any moral standard.
If I didn't have kids, I would do that. I would definitely volunteer for that job. I just go around punching red whites in the face. I promise you I would do it. I'd be like, oh, this nigga talking shit online? Say less. I'm pulling up. Schmank. Sit in jail for 30 days, come back out. Who's next? I'd have niggas gambling online over that shit. They'd be like, yo, this nigga is fucking coordinating some racket. I'm going to do at least 2 years, but I'll sit down 2 years to go around punching these disrespectful motherfuckers in the face. I would if I didn't have kids. But I don't condone violence.
There it is there. Listen. Hey, fuck it. Motherfucker out there, some ways, listen. If they out there lighting each other up and stabbing each other in the chest and shit over a fucking diss in a rap song, you may as well go this route, because you won't see the same numbers when you go to jail. You'll see a profit, which is more significant than anything you're making in the game. And you make a name for yourself outside of the game. You become the game. You're a one-man game.
Absolutely.
So, fuck it.
I mean, this is shit we used to do in high school. That's how I know I'm capable of it.
Yeah.
We had Fight Club. I asked my homies, we started Fight Club. You had to fight at my house. And sometimes we went out in public and we started some shit.
How you do it?
That's how I was raised. I'm not a violent person, but sometimes we get bored and shit happens.
Yeah.
And we pick on people.
I was an angry person, so I just I don't know. That was entertainment to me.
It was entertainment, correct.
One of them things. But look, niggas have to accept that we're a thing. I want to close with this.
What do you mean?
Niggas got to accept that we're a thing. Some of us have, some of us have not. But with the dude with the shirt,
what's that?
The niggas for Trump.
Oh, niggas
shirt,
for Trump.
the white
Yeah.
boy. we got to accept that we've crossed the threshold from cultural significance to conceptual significance. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a milestone for a culture, by the way. So I think we should embrace that more often, because not every fucking culture that's spawned actually reached those heights. Because I know we sold out a lot of our fiduciary gain with that word, but because the word is as institutionalized as it is now, I would have to say that it's probably one of our greatest contributions to the grift.
Yeah. I can't wait to do my histories on the word nigga.
Saying. So we got to accept that we've made that transition. We're not just a people over here just chilling with the culture, with rap, with the fucking different music, a different way of dressing, We're not that anymore. We're a concept now. Just like how y'all try to make white folks the concept, like whiteness and saying weird shit like that. Well, there's that now. We are that. So this motherfucker wear a shirt like that, you have no one else to fucking blame except for everybody who tried to make coin off of that fucking word. Because they're the reason it was conceptualized.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a real good point. I like that. It was conceptualized. That's true. That's true. I have a feeling that if we could look back into history, I don't think white folks said the word nigga in a derogatory way. I just have a feeling. Like I said, I'm going to do my research on the word nigga one day, and I'm going to put together a team of researchers and like, yo, I want all information on the word nigga. Let me comb through it. Because I got a feeling they trying to take that word from us, because that word probably means king or emperor or some shit like that.
Yeah, Kendrick was hitting on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All I know is we gotta give it up, bro. The anger behind that shit. You sit here being mad, and you should sit here being paid off of that motherfucker.
Also true.
It's just intent. It's intent. You know what I mean? Because listen, to keep it 100, it doesn't really matter what a motherfucking white person call you, right? He can call you that, right? He could call you a bitch. He could call you a number of different things. You're going to hit that nigga just as hard on any of them shits because it's the disrespect. It ain't the word. So.
It's the intent. It's the disrespect behind the word. It's not the actual word. That's correct. Ridiculous.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it, though.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Hotep and Bill.
Who the hell is this? Oh, all right. Hold on. Call in after Rudy. Who is this? Did Jonah texted me yesterday. Well, we didn't have a show yesterday. We're going to get Rudy in here, then we're going to get 347 in here. I got to peel out at 4 sharp. I got to get my hair did for Grifties. What the hell is Marcus doing in here? Marcus is stupid. So now I got this new joke going around, creatine so white, which reminds me very much of Coffee So Black, Ed Lattimore's joke, Coffee So Black.
Call from
It reminds me a lot of that. Rudy, what's up, man?
Got too many goddamn convicts calling today, brother.
All the convicts calling in, man. Back to back to back.
All right, man. First of all, it's Grifty's week, man.
Facts.
I've been waiting for this, anticipating this. Is going to have a good time, y'all. We're going to have a good time. We'll light New Jersey on fire in a good way, man. Second of all, man, the kid with the shirt, man. Like.
Okay.
All right, so in high school, man, I had an NWA. You know what I'm saying? I had an NWA. your second album. Everybody knows what it's called. I want to keep your channel monetized, so I ain't going to say it.
Yeah.
And, I had that shirt. I went to a majority black high school. Nobody ever said shit to me because of who I was and how I carried myself.
Yeah.
So if the kid is rolling with that group, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But is he some fucking country club fucking cracker that's just putting it on for clicks? That's where it becomes a funny line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like if Eminem had that shirt on, nobody would give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the culture and where M comes from, Detroit, da-da-da-da, no one would. The kid just wanted clicks, man. So I got a feeling, I don't know the kid, but I got a feeling he's one of them country club whites to just put it on and be like, hey, I'm in support of the black community. Just for the grifting and the Elon bucks, man, which is why I would disagree. Which is why I would disagree with it. Now,
he definitely is giving golf country club vibes, yes.
Vibes, right. Now, if me and you were standing next to each other and you were like, put this shit on, I'd put it on with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give a fuck, because I'm not a country club white, man.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the red whites, man, even though for years ago I always was like, I'm a red white, but I'm really not, because now that I sit back and analyze it, it's like I ain't got no hate in my heart, man. I just don't, man. I don't give a. I hate you equally if you're white or black, or if you're Asian. I just fucking hate communists, man. Damn, I cussed, man. I hate communists. You know what I'm saying? That's why I despise the left wing of this country. But the right wing, they got their issues too. So I'm kind of a Hotep, man. I need to do a little bit more studying on ancient Kemet and shit like that. But I feel like I'm Hotep affiliated. So that's the moniker I'm gonna rock. Hotep affiliated. You know what I mean?
You don't got to know about Kemet to be Hotep. It helps, but that's not what you need.
Yeah, but if you're gonna if you're gonna go in on something, go all in, man. Don't half-ass, don't half-step nothing, man.
Yeah, I just don't want people to think that they got to start there, though.
Nah,
I think it's something that should be studied, but it's not the most important to be in Hotep.
Well,
because put it like this. You got somebody go online, they know everything about Kemet, but they act the ass, right? Then you got somebody go online, they don't act the ass, but they don't know nothing about Kemet. Give me the person who doesn't act an ass over the person that does any day of the week, because we can teach you about Kemet. We can't teach you to be a good human being. We need good human beings. Right. That's what Hotep is. It's about peace and satisfaction and tranquility. Being Hotep is more important than understanding and intellectually what Hotep is.
Okay, that's respectable. Two, Elijah Schaefer. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to the guy, man. Because if you look back in 15 and 16, I mean, it was hit. I think the dude, because he used to run around with a black cameraman, right?
Mm-mm.
I think that black cameraman probably fought this girl behind his back or something. I don't know. Something happened because that was his homeboy. They swung like nuts. They were everywhere together. And then all of a sudden he hates black people. So obviously something happened, man. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck all that came from, dude. But dude's a troll, man. Like, you got to think he was with that little crew, right? That little crew that ran around in 2020 getting the riots. He was there. They all were there at the Rittenhouse thing, and that was like good work. Like, they saved Kyle's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They saved Kyle's life with all their video footage. And then after January 6th, all of them turned bitch. I think maybe they got the call. Like, motherfucker, you see they threw the dude from the Blazing jail because he's been out there with the same message. Maybe the Stasi got to Elijah and was like, look, man, you're going to be anti-black now or we're going to throw your ass in jail.
Mm.
Something happened to the dude, man. Because 4 or 5 years ago, he was doing solid work. You know what I'm saying? And now he's just a fucking race hater.
When you say solid work, what was he doing?
Just with out there getting riot footage and footage of the like the Rittenhouse shit and going to all them cities and just videotaping what was going on.
Oh, he was on the street grifting.
Yeah, he was one of the with that Richie McGinnis kid and the Drew Hernandez, the two Mexican kids, the ones they were just out. Now listen, man, while mainstream media was packing it up when the sun came out talking about fiery but mostly peaceful, these dudes were running around in the shit all night long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They called themselves the Riot Squad. I know they were all from the Daily Caller. It's a solid work, man. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I'm just saying it was
maybe because there's no riots to cover. He had to choose a new lane.
Or I'm thinking maybe after January 6th, because dude don't look like he can hold it. He don't look like he'll hold water.
He went
looks
inside?
I mean, he looks like a rat. Yeah, he was in the building, dude. Yeah, he was in the building.
No, I mean, did he do time?
No, they put the screws to him. That's what I'm telling you. They put the screws to him.
Oh, shit. So he went inside.
He was in the building. He was in the building with the other Blaze dude. They just got knocked off, and the FBI just arrested him on Friday. I guarantee you, they put the screws to Schaefer and was like, this is the message you're going to be on. This is what you're going to do now. We're going to put your ass in jail. And he fucking copped the deuce because he can't, like you said, he copped the deuce so quick with his little insult that he took the tweets down and ran away from it.
So, yeah, he definitely folded when the feds came.
So he folded on Twitter. What's he going to fold when the FBI's standing there, bro?
Yeah.
If you fold on Twitter, you're going to fold in a heartbeat when they're like, look, we're going to throw your ass in the cage, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that with him, man. So he's a waste of human space, man. Just a waste of human space. I do have one complaint, though, man. I got to raise my hand in an objection as someone who's looking forward to maybe one day living in Hotepistan. No knock warrants, man. Just wait and get the motherfucker when they come outside. Everybody's got to come outside sooner or later. Them no knock warrants suck, dude. They suck, dude. I've been through that. It's no way to live, man. It's no way to live.
If a man gets on the platform and disparages another woman,
I understand.
We not knocking on shit. We knocking his motherfucking door down.
Why don't you just get him when he comes out?
Because ain't nobody waiting. As soon as he hit enter on that tweet, we kicking that motherfucking door down. Dog, grandma, everybody getting it. This is a totalitarian fascist society.
Hey, listen, that's why I'll be living on the outside with Goldstein eating meat. Listen, the last thing, dude. The last thing, man. Shit, man, I just had it in my head, man. Man, see, man, with the red, whites, and your fascism tweet.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. You know why?
Why?
Because the textbook definition of fascism is corporate, controlled by private entities with government regulation. Okay. Welcome to America, mother. Welcome to America, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to America, where the lobbyists and the corporations pay all the money to their lobbyists to slide money into the pockets of the government who regulates their businesses to manipulate their businesses so maximize their profits and their power and their interest and shits on the people. So any red, white out there or anybody who replied to that tweet was like, you're crazy. You live in fascism. You live in fascism. You live in the modern day fascism system with the SS. Remember the SS, the secret police? Well, let me introduce you to the FBI. Same fucking thing. Mm-hmm. The ATF. Same fucking. They're just all divisions of the SS, the FBI, ATF, DEA. All the same thing. All the same thing. Secret police running around digging up in the NSA. Digging up in your shit, and they'll come take you and throw you away. They may not be putting you in gas chambers, but they'll take you away. So anybody who got upset by that is a bitch. Anyhow, Hotep and Build, I'll see you on Friday. You saw the little side quest I sent you last night. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because Psych called me up and said, man, don't go up there and ruin the party by frying everybody, man. I was like, all right, brother, I'll see you Friday, man. Hotep and Bill, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill. Somebody texted me and said the word negus means king. 347 calling. 347 calling. Check this out. I pulled this shit out on Thaddeus Russell. He was like, what? He had never heard this. So the article here reads, we were the first fascists, from Garvey to Farrakhan. Here's the full quote. We were the first fascists. When we had 100,000 disciplined men and were training children, Mussolini was still an unknown. Mussolini copied our fascism.
Call from.
Right? So when we talk about the early pieces of fascism, we're talking about Garvey. He said this in 1937 after Mussolini consolidated his rape of Ethiopia. He said, while many liberals, Murray continues, are the first to hurl the word fascist at those whom they disagree with, they usually ignore the fascism of blacks, even when publicly advocated. So you got to remember, when I talk about fascism, I know a little bit more than the average person about fascism. And Garvey, it says right here, scholarly monograph on Scarley's Boast, the first instance of black public advocacy of fascism. So there's an article here about black fascism, a piece written by somebody. But fascism was created by Garvey before there was a Mussolini. Who we got on the line, yo?
Fatherless.
What's up, man?
Fatherless. Me. How you doing?
Life is good. What you got for us today, bro?
What's going on? I wanted to kind of add on and build on something that you said earlier, and it's kind of going along with what you're saying when you connected me, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But first of all, thank you for letting me on. Second of all, this stream of thought, I guess, is brought to you by Flow with Apex, Flowpex, hashtag. You know what I mean? But
the staff Flowpex talking.
Right. Well, it was funny. Something you said. You mentioned. You said every state needs some form. Just a little bit of fascism.
Yeah.
Or a little bit of something. And I feel like we have a danger of. And pardon. I'm in New York City right now, so
it's all good.
Loud. So every state, you have a danger of becoming mono. I don't want to say theistic, but maybe.
I know what you mean.
Take up and put in those different types of government.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say was, pardon me. What I wanted to say was, we have to be careful because it's kind of like cooking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, for instance, I made a few. I mentioned last week, I'm Trini and St. Vincent and my girl's American. So, we be joking back and forth about our heritage or whatever. But I was like, I'm going to make a fusion dish. I'm going to make curry chicken, but I'm going to do half curry it, and then I'm going to fry it.
Mm. So
that's what I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it made me think about, like, it has different seasonings. And I likened it to that. Like, if you're making curry chicken, if you're Caribbean and when you're seasoning it, you don't just take curry powder and season it with curry powder. You need to mix it. You need, you need a little bit of cumin, a little bit of saffron, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got to mix it up, and you kind of make your concoction.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make paste, and then you make the curry, and you cook it. And I think that we, in the state, and the state could be, it could be like a state of like the United States of America, or it could be your household, or you, your woman, and your children. And we gotta have a diversity of state, a diversity of whatever, input the word, because
diversity of ideology.
Thank you. So
that's what this society is begging for right now. We have a duopoly of ideology.
And it's so binary right now. It's ironic that we need a transgender forms of government.
Correct.
But we stuck in the binary. And it's like,
that's a crazy ass comparison. Pause. That's a crazy ass analogy. Pause. But continue.
Flowpex.
I don't know that what Flowpex is not co-signing that shit.
All right. Bet. The problem is like if I'm in, it's a total democracy in my house. But if I know more about a situation than my wife and my son, who's 13, and my baby, who's 2 months, don't know shit, but they can outvote me, so then we don't need that. So
right, exactly.
So we have to have a diversity of the theology. The word you said.
Ideologies.
Now,
Yeah.
Ideology party.
Yeah.
Now, what was the second thing I wanted to say? So, diversity of ideology. And, I guess it kind of, when I was thinking about that concept, Goldstein was talking. And, he mentioned that we kind of like cross the precipice, and we kind of like an idea now, and not just a physical people. And I think that's part of it. And we also need, if
the American people are too, because America is an experiment, that makes the results of said experiment peculiar and very hard to understand. And that's what we are. Yeah. We are children of an experiment. So whenever you say something about Americans, you'll be both right and you'll be both wrong. You can't help but not be both. Because we are ignorant, yet we are innovative, right? So both of those things would describe us. It just matters, what American you get. But most of the negative shit that's said about Americans is mostly true. and the reason being is because that's the cost of freedom. The cost of giving people too much fucking freedom is you're going to have some weird shit happen.
Right. The cost of freedom is responsibility and those consequences.
Yeah.
That you do, farted, and like that. And just to close, I'm not going to keep you. You said you wanted to leave at 4, and that kind of reminded me of a conversation that you had a couple months ago on the stream, or I don't know if it was in chat, but it was about holding the keys to your own crypto wallet.
Yeah.
And I remember you mentioned like there's going to be a big space in the market that's going to be basically for an insurance holder, maybe the wrong word, but like some type of entity that would say, look, we'll hold your keys and we'll hold all the, we'll hold the liabilities, we'll hold your keys for you. Because most people they're going to lose that shit, or most people are just not going to do it. But when you choose to do it, when you have a paper wallet and all of that type of stuff, the responsibility is in your hands, and like everything is in your hands.
That's a scary place to be.
The fruits and the seeds are in your hands. So yeah, it is a scary place to be.
It's a scary place to be.
Some people would rather let Robin Hood hold it. But like we gotta hold our own. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. That's the best.
Gotta hold your own. Yeah, and you see what I talked about. They got that bill introduced by the House Financial Services Committee. They want the banks to hold the crypto now. So adoption's coming. Huge adoption's coming.
Like only the banks, or like they want them to also hold?
Well, right now, apparently, what the books say is federal law says banks can't hold crypto. They are not allowed to hold crypto, and they're trying to repeal that and say, okay, banks can hold crypto now.
Well, I see stock in JP Morgan because they're gonna be on the up end of that.
Yeah. JP is gonna do very well for themselves. Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, thanks for letting me on the platform. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Appreciate the call.
Give off. A lot of good stuff. I'll be tuned for the next one and Thursday and everything.
You coming to the Grifties?
I sold out. You know what I mean? And you mentioned that before. I should have been bought a ticket. My girl was asking me, you gonna go? You gonna go? I was like, yeah. But it's sold out now.
It's too late. Sold out.
Too late.
You waited. You procrastinated.
Yeah.
It's always next year.
Yeah. Next year. So I know there's more stock, more coming. So I'm not worried. Yeah. Peace. Y'all have a good one. Right.
Yes, sir. Hotep and Bill. We got some super chats here as we're in Grifties week. Troublemaker Jonah, why are you super chatting me and you just never mind. Sent in a chat yesterday. Only here to check in. Good to hear you and Strong Dad briefly while I'm off the grid. Life is beautiful until I have to return to reality. Jonah, $5 super, thank you. He says we need Kaczynski's, but I am out. Appreciate you. Damn.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Troublemaker Jonah, fascism, a bunch of sticks like those in the eagle's claw. Somebody says, where can we watch the Grifties live on Friday? So Grifties is on Saturday, and you can't watch it live. You gotta be there. You gotta be there. We're not streaming it. Should have brought your ass. Should have brought your ticket. Should have came. The live experience is for the people in the audience only.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There ain't no live streaming this shit. You had to be there. Now, we'll give you an edit. You'll get an edit in a couple of weeks, okay? We'll give you an edit, a heavily edited version of the show, okay? We'll give you an edited version of the show in a couple of weeks. Should have brought your ass there. Appreciate the question, though. Appreciate the question. Yeah, no. But it's up. We got Protocol DJing. Fresh Mike put together the wonderful show. I think I'm at Fox tomorrow. I may or may not do the show tomorrow. I got Fox tomorrow. They picking me up at 11, I think. I think the show ends at 1. So, like, by the time I get home, I should have time to just, like, it says here 11 to 3. But I know I'm not going to be there that long. There's no way they're going to have me there that long. But depending on when I get back, if I'm back at 3, there's no show. There's no point in doing the show. But if I can get back at 2, I'll just fire up the show and we'll get something popping. Otherwise, we're back to the regularly scheduled program on Thursday, Friday, and then, as you know, we're going into the Grifties this weekend. Need the Grifties streamed in Rumble or something? Nah, man, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. Yeah, Lauren said, wish you were there. Steph said it had to be there. Facts. Shout out to my people coming through. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. All right, let me go get ready, man. As always, be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,